So I'm guessing chronic pain has been a part of your life, and nothing you've tried has led to any real lasting change. In this podcast episode, I'm not going to talk about ways you can manage your pain. I'm not going to give you coping strategies. I'm not even going to explain why your pain is happening and give you understanding from that point of view. This conversation is 100% about what can shift in your body and how your discomfort that you're experiencing right now could be transformed into comfort when the subconscious mind is engaged directly. I'm Dr. Alana, and welcome to the Power in You podcast with Dr. Alana. I'm a medical doctor and a hypnotist, and I work exclusively with the subconscious mind. Through hypnosis, I help people experience more freedom, joy, ease in their lives, whether that's relief from chronic pain, which we're going to talk about today, better sleep, weight loss, or mastering their mindset. In my practice, I don't spend a lot of time analyzing symptoms. There's not a lot of meaning making that goes on. There's actually no requirement for your conscious mind, the part of your mind that's listening to me right now, to participate beyond just listening, because the change work that I do happens beneath awareness and the deeper resources of you, because the power is in you. And in this episode, I'm going to be interviewing my first client who lived with chronic pain and experienced lasting change with hypnosis. We're going to talk about what her life was like before we did our subconscious work, what the actual experience of hypnosis was like for her, and then we'll discuss what shifted when the subconscious was allowed to renegotiate an old pattern. So I hope you enjoy this conversation. Let's get into it. Before we get started, thank you for joining.
You're
And why
welcome.
don't you share about yourself and just tell people about you?
Hey, well, I have a newcomer to the entrepreneurial space, and I'm proud to have a new company called Regina's Goodies that I focus on making desserts that are reduced sugar, fat, sodium, and cholesterol that's good for people that they can enjoy while wanting a sweet treat to eat. I'm really excited about that. I in the grown and sexy or 60 plus community as well. So it's pretty nice to be able to not let my age stop me from doing something that I really desire to do. So that's who I am, Regina Mack.
And full transparency, you're also my
Hey, hey.
mom.
For full transparency.
First client, but also my mom.
Yes.
Number one supporter, but
Yep.
also life transformed through the
Life
power of hypnosis.
truly transformed, truly transformed. And I'm glad to be here to be able to share my story and my success and want more people to be able to take advantage of better opportunities for themselves to find relief and whatever they're looking for outside of traditional medicine.
So take us back to before we did our hypnosis session. What was going on with you? What was going on in your body?
What was going on? Well, I have worked out for years, 5 days a week, workout girl, best of shape, did a marathon. I've run races. I've done a lot of things, but in the gym pretty consistently. But I think for about 2020, I started having some pain, lower back pain. It was interesting because it was a moving pain. I might be in my lower back, it might go to my leg. It was just in different places that really just kind of started gnawing at me. Then I'm trying to figure out where this pain is coming from. Where is it? I'll say it's on my hip, but then it might be in my lower back. It might be in my lower leg. It just started. slowly increasing. And then it led me not to be able to do some of the things that I like to do. So I started not running anymore and focusing on walking. I started changing myself because I was trying to help myself as I'm going through this pain process.
And what are some of the things you were doing at that time or tried? Didn't work, but you were doing a lot of different things.
Doing a lot of different things. I started focusing, it changed the way I worked out. So I didn't run any longer, started walking. I started focusing on the abs to support my back, started talking to my neighbor who's a physical therapist. Okay, can you help me? Can you help me? And she would just give me little things to do, but not really solving the issue. I'm someone that doesn't like to take pain medicine, but I started dropping a couple Tylenols here and there if needed. Um, and then in talking to a couple of friends who went through chiropractors, I actually ended up at a chiropractor's office, which I hated doing. But I was there. I was a resistant customer, definitely, but just trying to find a way to ease myself through this pain process. So I went to one chiropractor and then ended up at another one. I didn't get complete healing. After a session, I might feel okay for maybe a half an hour, but then I slowly would feel it creep back up on me,
Mhm.
wherever it appeared. Again, from my lower leg to my lower back. I thought, oh, am I sleeping right? Am I doing this correctly? Am I sitting properly? But at the wrong time, the pain would just kind of shoot back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to some doctors at that time?
I did go to doctors and they would really focus on physical therapy because they couldn't find anything in the x-rays. And then because of age, they may say arthritis, think about that. But never a definitive answer for what was going on. Never a definitive answer for what was going on. But I did see myself kind of shifting the way that I walked,
Hmm.
um, shifting myself the way that I walked, gingerly, knowing if I sit too long, will I be able to get up with ease? And then in the
Yeah.
back of my mind, trying to figure out how do I do this gracefully without alerting people to know that I'm in pain.
And how did that make you feel? What was going on with your mood? Because, like you said, you were a marathon runner, very active, doing a
Yeah,
lot of things, and then suddenly not, or trying not to.
yeah. Try not to feel. It did make me feel good because I knew, like, no, I should be able to do this still. No, I should be able to. At one point, I couldn't even do walking lunges. And then I would say to the doctor, chiropractor, hey, I can't do walking lunges. I feel pain when I do it. And their answer was, don't do them.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I still should be able to do this. Not doing it is not the answer, but I still should be able to do this. And I wasn't willing to just give up on doing the things that I know that I could do because of the pain, but I did have to modify myself. I did have to modify my workout, did have to modify. And actually and in the modification, I knew that I was actually setting myself up for further pain or not doing exercise properly. I was
Hmm.
setting myself up to not doing this right because I was already kind of compensating for my lack of balance, even when doing yoga. I couldn't stand on one leg, but I knew that I was out of alignment and just tried to work with it. So I was working with a chiropractor pretty regularly. Okay, I felt a little better, but I was never 100%. Never was. And so then after a certain amount of time, you just start thinking, okay, so is this it? Is this what we're doing? Take some pills and, get through it, gingerly walk. So therefore, you know, I just did with what they said from the chiropractor, going back to the doctor, I just continued to do what they said without having an answer. And then hoping the pain wouldn't come in another area too.
So you were thinking, like, okay, I can't keep doing things like this. There has to be something different. What were you thinking about, or did you have any exposure to hypnosis before our session?
I had absolutely zero exposure to hypnosis. Besides seeing it on television and seeing someone do it to someone in the crowd, I myself had no exposure to it personally.
So were you skeptical? What were you thinking?
Well, okay, so because I'm your mom, uh, since you're little, I always used to tell you to believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this. Believe that you can get through school. Believe you can get through this test. Just believe, believe, believe was my word that I had for you growing up. So when it presented itself, which was, we have to tell a story about me
Well,
coming to
yeah.
visit,
Yeah.
coming to visit. And I got to the airport and I needed a wheelchair. I literally
Hmm.
needed a wheelchair to get to the airport, through the airport. And I welcomed that wheelchair too, because I knew that I wasn't going to be able to walk. And we have to talk about what led to that too. What led to me not walking was just the pain just kept increasing. And then I started a business and I was trying to get orders out, standing on my feet a lot. I think my body was just taking on a lot. It was taking on a
Hmm.
lot, late hours. So at one point, not only did I have pain, but I had pain to the degree that I wasn't able to walk. It just hit me one weekend. I couldn't walk. I got out to go to a gala and took two steps, and my body was not, literally would not move. And my neighbor's daughter who took me, I said, just give me a minute, trying to recover. But that minute turned into 15 minutes. And we just stood there because my body wouldn't move. It wouldn't move. Something told me though to put some Tylenol in my pocket as I was going to this event. Because I knew that something could happen. Because when you have pain, you got to be prepared. But
Right.
unfortunately, with this pain and how it hit me, I'm just going to attribute it to stress. I was behind the pain.
Yeah.
I was behind the pain and I couldn't get a hold of it. So popping Tylenol, some muscle relaxers, and all that 2 days before my trip. And even before my trip, I went to the chiropractor the day before. He adjusted me and he said, okay, you should be fine after this. I wasn't fine. I really wasn't
And
fine.
and then you got on a flight from Atlanta to LA, so it's a long flight.
Got a long flight. Uh-huh. And I was told to rest, which I'm like, okay, since this pain is to this degree, let me stop all my activity because
Right.
I could not walk. So let me stop all my activity and just really take my time off. So in doing that, I did rest a little bit, but you just said, and I didn't tell anyone I was in a wheelchair either. I didn't say anything to anyone because I was in denial
Yeah.
myself, but the pain was a pain. But then you said you'll do hypnosis on me. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. I was open to it.
Hmm.
Um, and I was open. But let's go back to the believing part. I told you to believe long ago, and I had to believe you in helping me
Right.
with this pain. And that's
So
what we
was
did.
was there any nervousness about hypnosis? Like what made you say yes anyway, outside of the belief part?
Outside of the belief is I was in a wheelchair. And, you know, what else can we do? We had to do something. Because I
Right.
literally, again, came in a wheelchair. It's a shocking thing. Because at some point, I even thought to myself, when does someone know that they need to be in a wheelchair? Like as you get older, elderly, when do you know? I found out. You- I found you just, hey, my legs aren't working.
Right.
My legs are not working, and I need some help. So I was open to it. I was open to, okay, you said you think you can help me? Okay, fine. Yeah. I surrender.
And then we did our session. We actually did a group session.
Hmm. We did a group session. Kind of,
And what was that experience like? What were you feeling in your body?
you
And was there
know,
anything that surprised you about the experience?
you know what surprised me that it was very relaxed. It was very relaxed, and I'm not even aware of what's happening because it was just relaxed and very conversational. And I just know that you had me focus on the pain area. You had me focus on the pain area. I focused
Right.
very, very hard. And just the conversation of it, very relaxed. And I'm like, okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. No, nothing unusual, but just listen to your words. Yeah.
Um, was there any point where you thought, oh, like it's happening now, something's happening? It's,
No, it didn't happen during the session. So we went through the session, ended it. I'm like, okay, I focused very hard. Okay, I'm coherent about that, but I didn't feel anything.
Mhm.
But the next morning, I think I was about to leave to come back. I think I was praising God that, thank you, Jesus, I'm pain free.
Pain
I knew,
free.
I knew the next day that I was pain free. I really did. I knew the next day that I was pain free. And I just thank God. Okay, I came in a wheelchair, but I'm leaving now. No pain, no pain. Because before, like I said, when I went to a chiropractor, he said, "Oh, you're going to be okay." Within 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm not okay." I walk out the door. Okay, thank you, sir. But no, I wasn't. But this
Yeah.
was the first time that I said, yes, I am pain free. I'm pain free.
And what did that do for you from a mindset perspective, as far as your mood, your confidence, like your feeling that you have about yourself?
Well, um, it was such a relief, honestly. It was such a relief to be pain free. Something happened with my mind, I will say, that I would look for the pain that was familiar to me. I would look for it. Okay, that area that I focused so hard on it. And I found myself not being able to place where the area was. I couldn't in my mind because I was so concentrating on this is it, this is it, this is it, that after the day after, I'm like, okay, my mind is looking for it. Okay, where is it? And I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. I'm like, okay, this is good. Um, and then I started going back into what I used to do. Okay, I couldn't align myself to stand up straight to do a yoga pose on one leg. Let me try this. I'm trying it, and I'm looking for the resistance in the thoughts that would come. Like, okay, straighten up, do this, do this, do this, trying to avoid the pain that I never
Hmm.
found. Now I realize I haven't found it. I can't find it. Okay, well, where is this pain? Where is it? So during the time, and as I'm looking for the pain, I try to get my mind to don't even think that any longer because I already have been cured. Therefore, discover the power that's in me that you told me that I have to heal myself. And I just started focus on that, the power that's in me. There is no pain.
There is no pain.
The power is in me that there is no pain. And then letting
Um,
my mind know that it's gone. But yeah, it was just really something, a wonderful experience that you just have to know. And I'm really
what do you,
thankful for it. I'm thankful
what do
for
you,
you.
you're welcome. What did you learn from the experience about your body and your mind? You mentioned a little bit about the power that's in you.
You know, when you come to something where you are shown an opportunity to better yourself that you are unfamiliar with, but really using your mind. Because again, I looked for that pain area and I never could find it again. And I think I even called you to say, well, how long will I be feeling like this? How long? How
Mhm.
long? You said you probably won't feel pain again. And I'm like, okay, I believe that too.
Right.
So the power and the mind, the body and the mind, I thought to myself, okay, so my body did experience some misalignment, some inflammation buildup because of the time that I went with the pain. And it's trying to help and do what it does naturally when
Mhm.
trauma is felt in the body. I also thought that my body has to catch up with what my mind thinks. My
Yeah.
body has to catch up to what my mind thinks, and it has to heal in the process of me gaining my confidence, knowing that there is no more pain. But still, your body has gone through some trauma and it has to heal. So I just kind of gingerly went back to doing all the things that I used to do. In fact, I do walking lunges, probably 100 now each day.
Okay.
I do. And because I knew that I could do it. For some people's arthritis, it could be age, it could be a number of things. But if you are healthy and doing the things that you can do to stay active,
Mhm.
something got in my way. And again, starting a new business, stressed out, being on my feet more, all that could have contributed to, what was presented itself in my body. And sometimes when you go through things, it does show itself in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did learn too, showing itself in my body, but just letting my body catch up with where my mind was. And then again, I stopped even looking for the pain. Yeah, so it was really exciting. I don't want to say feel 30 again, but I feel pretty good. When you're pain free, you're free for your mind to do a lot of other things when you're pain free. And then also having an experience of going through something, it just allows you to think of things differently. So not only my body can heal myself, but my mind can also allow me to see things, have more enlightenment. I mean, that's going to another level of trusting yourself and trusting your mind.
Mhm.
Yeah, trust. And I feel that I'm there.
How has it opened your mind up to unlimited possibilities and other things? Because before this, you didn't know hypnosis was a possibility, so you maybe felt limited in what could help you. Medicine, stretching, prescribed things. This is
Yeah,
something that was out of the box. So did
definitely.
it open more boxes for you?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, definitely, because of, you know, besides modern medicine, there are other things in life that we can do for ourselves. And, you see people who, they struggle and they have a limp and they are going through physical things that you go and take a pill to fix. But the problem is in taking a pill, the problem never goes away. The root of the source never goes away. It's just masked. So when you stop taking the pill, what do? You
Right.
go back to whatever it was that caused you the discomfort, pain, whatever you're experiencing, because you're not really cured. You're masking the problem.
Hmm.
So feeling great that you can rely on yourself. You can rely on yourself with the right mindset and trusting you as opposed to trusting someone else with you, your health, and how you feel.
And one of the things that I love about hypnosis compared to other practices that target the mind, like therapy or counseling, it requires a lot of going back in time, reliving things, trying to get to the root cause from a conscious level. But with hypnosis, you don't necessarily have to do any of that. You can just release it and let it go and become a new person. You can make the choice now or
You can make,
tomorrow.
yeah, you can make the choice for yourself. It's very empowering also that you can trust yourself too. You can trust you to fix you. You
Hmm.
can trust you to change you.
Right.
You can trust you with guidance
Hmm.
that we've done this without, going through having to make an appointment and get a referral and all the different channels you have to go through medicine to get your relief. How many appointments will it take? How many x-rays will it take? And as well as how much will it cost for
Right.
me to get some relief? So just the fact that you can do things. And I think this the most important thing is just knowing the power that's in us, that we as a people don't have to be, I would say the word slave to someone else's thoughts and opinions, and that
Mhm.
we, our bodies, does not have to be a income source for the medical industry. So one thing will lead to another, but it will all cost us at the end of the day.
So, if someone is listening right now and they're dealing with pain, maybe they feel hopeless, maybe they're in the position you were when you were coming off the plane in a wheelchair, what would you say to someone like that? Or what do you want that person to know?
I would love for people to take advantage of an opportunity to, you know, to help themselves, to relieve themselves of pain. When I went to the airports often, when I go to the airport often, you see people walking around and they're dragging one leg, kind of off. You know that they're experiencing something, but they got to go to work. They have to go to
Mhm.
work. And just to know that there's other opportunities for them to alter their life with just one session. It's kind of amazing. But for my experience and how I feel, I just want to share the news. I just want to share
Yeah.
the news with people to say, hey, just try this. Just try it. I mean, I feel so good. I would want people to feel that way also, as good
And
as I feel.
what does it feel like now?
Well, I said earlier, that just to feel good. I mean, like I said, I don't know if I feel 30, but geez, it's pretty close.
Okay.
It really is just to be pain free and just to be one with your body and not again have to worry because with pain and with other thing that occurs, it's like a distraction for you. So you're not really focused because you're thinking, I gotta sit here, right? What if this happens? What if I, get a leg cramp and I can't get up? You think about that as you're experiencing your regular day to day,
Oh,
but just to be pain free is just amazing. And I would just like people to keep an open mind and just experience some ancient practices that we used to do.
well, thank you, Mom, for having an open mind and allowing me to guide you to your inner resources where you were able to do the work because the power
Yes.
is in you. You did
The
it.
power of it. Yep.
And
Absolutely.
now it just really brings me a lot of joy
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Just feel it.
experiencing you, experiencing this new way of life, which is a
Yes.
pain-free life.
Definitely a pain-free life and a pain-free mindset and an open mindset so that, it goes beyond pain, actually, for me. It really
Yeah.
does go beyond pain. And we really start channeling, let's just say our ancestors and how they were able to do so much, accomplish so much, the knowledge that they had. I'm channeling that too.
Hmm.
Honestly. I'm really opening up my mind to channel a lot of things so that I can live outside of the confined box of modern medicine and go even further with mind practice and development also. And then that's how we discovered the power that's in you.
Exactly. Love it.
Love it. Great story. I love it. I wish more for everyone just to be able to open their minds and not be afraid of what they don't know. Sometimes we have to go back to simple ways of doing things, simple ways of existing. And Guess what? It doesn't cost us much to do that either. And it's kind of funny, like when we were talking about doing this, I'm like, okay, well, I know that I'm your mom, but I'm your best client because the truth is the truth as to how this all came to be. And me a few years ago is not me sitting here today.
Right.
And it's just great. It's a full circle moment. Love it. Just the idea of just believing in ourselves and the power, reclaiming our power, actually.
Reclaiming our power.
Reclaiming our power. Perfect. I love it. Love it for everyone.
Love it for everyone. And before we
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
I guess if you want to talk more about Regina's Goodies or tell people where they can find your cookies.
Oh, Regina's Goodies. Oh, yes. Website Regina's Goodies. And talking about health and pain, sometimes also we have to go back to the way that we cook and what we consume and get rid of some of the trash and the unnatural sources of sweeteners in our food that can also contribute to inflammation and certain other health problems that we can have. So Regina's Goodies, you can find me on the web and order cookies. By Tuesday, you'll get them by Friday.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, client number one, my first client, and
One.
also my mom,
Yes.
for joining me for my first podcast of the Power of in You podcast with Dr. Alana.
There you go.
And thank
Great
you
to be
guys
here.
all for listening.
Get your help and find and discover your own power. Thanks.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, a conversation between myself and my first client, who's also my mom. There's nothing you need to do with what you've heard. You don't have to chase any insights. And honestly, when it comes to hypnosis and you listening to this podcast, there's never any effort that's required. Just allow whatever your subconscious has already noticed to continue doing its work in its own way and at its own pace. If you'd like to go deeper, you can visit my website, dralanathehypnotist.com, to learn more about the work that I do in my practice. Or if you are experiencing chronic pain right now, you can use the link in the description to receive a 10-minute neural gate reset guided audio. This is a short recording that I did that's designed to help you stop fighting your body and actually begin collaborating with that subconscious part of you that's been in control of your pain for so long. Using targeted hypnotic focus, this track is going to gently signal your nervous system to dial down sensitivity and support a shift in your mind and body in real time. This has been The Power in You with Dr. Alana, where change happens beneath your awareness and the deeper resources already within you, because the power is in you. I hope you follow this podcast for future episodes, and I hope to chat with you in the next one.